Something about the West Coast. Shh, don't tell nobody.
Hey beauties, this is part two. If you have not seen part one, please stop and go to part one. You will not know what's going on. Okay, so at this point, I know that the remainder of this cruise, I'm gonna be with Sexy Chocolate, right? And in our conversation, now, keep in mind, he's already seen me with Beardo. So in our conversation, I told him, look, this guy, I met him on the first night. I gave him the whole rundown. Like, baby, I'm single. As for, I'm honest. As for, I don't need to lie to nobody. I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't need to lie to nobody, okay? The only person that is over me is God, and he see things and know things before I even know it. I ain't gotta lie to nobody. So, I told him about the guy. I told him everything. I said he walked me to my room. I was drunk as fuck, threw up. He kissed me. He left. I told him the whole spiel. Because at the end of the day, we all on this cruise ship. We ain't going no goddamn where till this bitch disembark and it's time to go. And that's just that. So he was like, oh yeah, I saw y'all too. I saw y'all. He was on your bumpers. He was on your heels. I was like, I know, but it should be all good now. I said, first of all, I already know who I want. And he was like, and who was that? That ego. But I stroked it. I was like, you? You. So, that was that. Like, when I tell you, that next day, we will like try to like spend our time together, whether it was do something together, a movie, whatever activity they had going on. Like, I would make sure we had our own thing going on because I still needed my own time and I didn't want to be clingy. But he was like, oh, you here by yourself? Oh, you can be with us. I was like, damn, I like you. I like you. So fast forward to, this is our second sea day, so we hadn't made it to any like port yet, but our first port was going to be Puerto Vallarta. So he was like, all right, I'm going to the club. I was like, okay, I'm for sure meeting you there, because at this point I'm claiming him. He is mine. He's mine. He's mine for this time being, okay? So I need to make sure that I'm in that club because I will not be replaced. I will not be replaced. And by that time, like, we had already like told each other so much of our lives. So much of our lives. The more, as I'm telling y'all this story, I'm missing him. I am missing Sexy Chocolate. But anyway, so I took a nap probably every night on that ship. I am in my 30s, you know, I need to take my naps. So I took a nap. I woke up refreshed, rejuvenated, ready to go to the club and see my man. So I go to the club. I don't know what time it was, but I go to the club. I see him. I ain't looking for nobody else. So if Beardo was there, whatever. I don't recall seeing him this first time anyway. So I go to the club and Sexy Chocolate, he on the dance floor. Close to the chairs though, and his brother was there as well. But Sexy Chocolate is up dancing with his drink in his hand. I go and make sure I have my drink as well, and I walk up to Sexy Chocolate because that's who I'm there for. Like, we've already agreed to this. So I walk up to him like, hey, right? I'm dancing, he's dancing. We're vibing out. Good night. We danced and vibed out the entire night. When I tell you, that's what we did. So after that, he walked me to my cabin. This time he actually came in. And when I tell you, like, it was beautiful. And the lip lock session that we had going on, oh my gosh. Let me say this, ladies. I'm talking to the ladies here. Go for what you want. Do you hear me? Go for what you want. Men do it. We, like, let me tell you, I am old school. 98% of the time, the man need to come to me and all that stuff. But if you don't feel like it's happening and you know you want this man, claim it, baby. Claim it. Claim him. Whatever it is, do it. Especially when it's like spare of the moment stuff, like me on a cruise. And you know, I'm like, I may never see this man again. Like, I want to live my life to the fullest and get every bit of everything out that I can. Explore, express. That's what I want to do. Like, I'm sure people on that cruise thought that we were in a happily just committed relationship, and we had just met on that cruise ship. Okay. The foreplay was everything. It was everything. There was no sex involved. We straight up did a Wesley Snipes and Angela Bassett many nights. What do you want to do tonight?
Make tonight beautiful. Beautiful.
That's what that was. And when I tell you, because I've been single for so long, and like, I'm used to sleeping by myself or my son sleeping with me, I enjoyed it, but yet it was kind of awkward because I'm in the bed with a man that I really like, I'm really into. Like, you know, we're spooning, you know, there's foreplay. That was it. It was nice. Like, and I don't know, I think that maybe that made him like me and want to be around me even more because I didn't give up the cookie. You feel me? And yeah, it was a great night. We went to sleep just like babies. But I still needed my space, so after the spooning session was over, I had to turn around and be in my space. Oh shoot, time to go to bed. So yeah, and we were just inseparable after that. We were inseparable, and by that time, you know, every time we would get together, if he would see Beard Out, he'd be like, oh, I seen your boy. I was like, oh, whatever, you know, like, whatever. And he was like, you know, he must be here by himself. He's always by himself. And I had to tell him the deal. Like, I had to tell him what it was. Like, no, he's not. And it was so weird, but literally when he brought him up and said that he saw him, this one particular night, he had brought him up, said that he saw him, and said that he actually saw him with a woman this time. But I don't, me, like when I'm thinking like of the woman, I thought that this woman was gonna be like, I don't know, like an attractive woman, you know, like a beautiful woman, like a woman, like, okay, Beardo said that he was 40. Sexy Chocolate was about 38 or 39, you know, so I thought, you know, something totally different. But this lady that Sexy Chocolate said that he saw Beardo with was like not as I would have imagined her. Like she was kind of like in an electric wheelchair type of thing, and she was also just not what I thought. I'll just say that and leave it there. So I was like, wow, okay. When he said that, you know, I kind of just brushed it off. Like I didn't think nothing of it until I saw it myself. And I'm coming through with this beautiful blue dress. I mean, baby, I had the looks, okay? I was getting compliments left and right about how beautiful I was, how great I smelled. Like, yes. Stay tuned for the vlogs too, because I got the cruise vlogs coming, okay? So, when I saw that, I was like, wow. And I just looked at him. I smiled, like, hey. You know, every time I saw him, I acknowledged him. You know, I said, hey. You know, like, I'm not a mean person. You know, like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I just was not feeling this situation. And I politely and respectfully moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not committed to no one. Not even Sexy Chocolate. I'm not committed. I would love to be, but I'm not. So, yeah, so he would just tear us together, and that was that. And he, you know, I guess he just said, hey, it is what it is. So, to my surprise, we had a port today, right? So every port day Sexy Chocolate had plans, and I wasn't trying to like invade or, you know, just be invasive or anything to his plans. You know, I didn't want to be that leech. You know, I never want to be that leech or a burden to anyone. So he said what he was doing. I was like, okay, cool. You and your brother, or you and your family, do you. I'm gonna do me, and I'll catch you later on the ship. So we get to our last port, and to my surprise, totally unexpected, I ended up spending the port day, which was to Cabo, with Sexy Chocolate Mom. And we were together, and we spent the entire day in Cabo together. So I already know, like, she's asking about me because we hit it off. Like, we hit it off. Like, all I would have to do is meet his kids, which one is an adult and one is close to being an adult, and meet his dad. Like, that's it. Really. Like, that's the immediate family. You know? And I mean, the dad, you know how men are. They're gonna like a beautiful woman, period. You know, it's the mom that you really gotta get. And we were, baby, we spent the whole day together, okay? Just getting to know each other. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So after that, like, and then another thing that I did like about Sexy Chocolate, like, he talked about me to his family. Like, so it really let me know that he listened to me and what I was saying, because his mom repeated some things and I was like, he really listened and he cared enough to go back and report it to his mom. I was like, wow. I mean, obviously they have a great relationship, you know, and that's what's up. So I was like, okay, this guy really likes me. He really likes me. Okay. I'm like, yeah, them Chicago, you know, trips is looking real good right now. And I've never been. I would love to go to Chicago, you know, either good food, like pizza, whatever else that's good. So it was just beautiful every night being with that man. And when I tell you, I wanted to experience everything with that man, but I did. But I wanted to, but I did. My goodness. And I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm gonna just leave that there. You know, like, because at the end of the day, like, when you come across a cool ass spirit and y'all just vibe and the shit is just so organic, like, you don't want to part from that. Like, you want to keep a piece of that some way, somehow. At least I do, you know, and especially as a woman, you know how we are emotional. We're full of just nurturing, just love, and just, you know, like, you want a piece of that. Like, we're on this earth to find our person, you know, like, we want that love, we want that connection. And I really felt that, even though I didn't tell y'all, he was the sign that I said I would never fuck with again, because my child's father is that sign and it was just not bad. And I don't want to put that off on everybody, but I just don't want to go through that shit again. But he's a Gemini. I'm like, how is the other side of you? And yeah, we both, like, we all have different sides, but that Gemini is something else. That's some other shit right there. And on top of that, his birthday is the same birthday as my child's father, mother. So I was like, oh wow, okay. But I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna go all the way to the end. Everything was beautiful. It was special. It meant so much. And the fact that we did not fornicate made it even better. Even though if I don't ever do that with him, I'm gonna always wonder how it was. And hopefully I don't regret that I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, we did exchange numbers and things. So I'm gonna get to that. So I'm gonna fast forward, right? The last night, I'm gonna go to the last night. I ended up, I'm thinking, okay, it's the last night. He's gotta want to spend time with me. We've been spending time together all this time. Oh my gosh, wait. So this one particular night, the night before our last night on the ship, we went to this adult scavenger hunt. And in this adult scavenger hunt, it goes down. Like, throw your morals out the window. Like, if the host say freaking show me a picture of a naked this, that in your phone, your group better have that and run up there first to get them points. Like, it was that type of thing. If your host say, come up here if you have piercings that is below your neck, and you got that, you better go run up there and show that you got that with your number. If your host say, I need every man from each group to come up and do your best orgasm, you better do your best so you can get them points. It was that type of party. And baby, when I tell you Sexy Chocolate was the 2-time champ, and he was upset that he couldn't find that game, that it wasn't going down, but it turned out that they changed the name of it. That's why. And we ended up being there, and I ended up being a part of it. And he wasn't just talk, baby. He delivered, okay? He delivered. And he was telling the group that we were in, like, this is what's going down. Y'all need to be prepared. Y'all need to be ready. You need to be fast, because we got to get these points. You know, he was like, I done did this before. I'm a 2-time champ. He like, the host don't know. Because the host asked, have you guys played this game? The people in our group, it was probably like 2 or 3 people. And we had a group of like 9. Sexy Chocolate was like, the host don't know. Y'all got the cheat code. Y'all got the cheat code, right? When I tell you, oh, that game was so fun. You can't record nothing. You can't do none of that. The game was so fun. We ended up winning. We won 3 bottles of champagne. Usually they give you like a medallion and things like that. It was so much fun. Like, that was one of the best things that we've done together on that ship. It was amazing. Like, every adult that don't give a fuck and just want to have a good damn time should do it. Like, they really should do it. So that was that, right? So now we at the last night, and I'm thinking like, he gotta be with me, he gotta spend time with me. So we went to the comedy club. I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna be at the comedy club at this time. He was like, have fun. I'm like, have fun? So you're not gonna come with me? Like, you don't want to meet me? Like, this is the last night. Like, we may not ever see each other again. You know, like, don't do me like that. So I ended up going to the comedy club late. There was like no seats. It was filled to capacity. She was like, there's like a standing room. I'm like, I'm not gonna stand. But I told her, I'm like, I'm the only one, so if I can just find one seat. She was like, okay, go ahead. I go in there. Sexy Chocolate and his family is there. Sexy Chocolate mom is like, hey, come here, come on. Because she loves me already. And I love her, right? So I'm going there, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling this line, y'all. I'm feeling some type of way because I'm like, Sexy Chocolate, I told you I was coming at this time. You told me have fun like you weren't coming. Like, was this not your plan? Did your family say, hey, come on, let's go, and then you went? You know, like, I don't want to overanalyze, but I'm feeling some type of way. Plus, at the end of the day, I don't want to be a leech. You know, like, I came here on my own for a reason, and I'm okay with being on my own. So I ended up, and then the seat was like a stool seat. I don't like sitting up in stools. I feel very uncomfortable. I don't like it. So I ended up getting up, and Sexy Chocolate mom had already walked to the door because she wanted to tell the lady that was holding up the door that she was waiting for one more person. So I was behind her and I told her, like, I gotta go to my room. I'm just making a big excuse at this point. I'm like, I gotta go to my room. If I can come back, I'll come back. I was like, okay. So I'm sure they was like, why did she leave? I just didn't want to be a leech. Like, I'm like, I can see the next one, like, by myself and get a more comfortable seat. So that's what I did. I waited for the next comedy show. I came back in. I had a nice comfortable seat, and I'm just waiting for the show. And lo and behold, who walks in? Sexy Chocolate walked in. I was like, okay, he's checking for me. I love it. I love when a man shows that effort. That just turns me on. And I know, comment down below, like, ladies, come on, I know you can agree. Like, he really came back, even though he was sitting here and already seeing the show. He came back to see it with me. So we're sitting down, we're watching the show, we're enjoying the show, laughing, having a good time. And then after that, we ended up going to the casino because he, you know, had some dealings in the casino, whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to be in the casino for too long. Like, I tried to stay as long as I could, but it was just too smoky and I just couldn't deal with it. So I told him I was gonna go, what did I say, like to my room or something. So I did. I went to my room for a minute. Then I went to go get some pizza. I had texted him. I'm like, hey, do you want me to get you some pizza? He was like, no, I'm gonna get some later. I'm like, okay, cool. So after I ate my pizza, I was walking down to my room and I'm expecting Sexy Chocolate to like hit me up to come by something because this is the last night. So who do I run into? I run into Beardo. And Beardo got this like ice cream or frozen yogurt, whichever one. And I'm like, hey, you know. Now, mind you, I know he's like, what the fuck is going on? We were together on the first night. We kissed. And then all of a sudden, like, you gone and you with another man. Listen. YOLO. You know. I don't have to explain nothing. I don't have to. But I am a single person. I'm a single woman. I came here alone. I didn't know you. And you came here with somebody. So I was like, hey, I still don't want to have a conversation. Now, mind you, I don't dislike him. I still think he's attractive, but Sexy Chocolate is on my brain. Like, I'm trying to be with him. This is the last night. So I go to the elevator because I'm trying to go to my room. Beardo get on the elevator with me. I put my hand up. I stop the elevator. I'm like, what you doing? Where you going? He said, oh, I'm about to go to the 6th floor. I'm like, why are you going to the 6th floor? Oh, because my room's up there. Oh, is it? Yeah, I told you that. I don't recall, nigga. When we were together, I was drunk out of my mind. I don't know what you said. There was a lot that I don't remember. I didn't even know he knew my last name. I was like, how you know that? You was looking at my card? He's like, you showed me, you told me. It took me some time to remember that we were looking at each other's names the first night and stuff before I got too wasted. But I'm like, dude, come on, you are old enough to know when a person is drunk. Come on, dude. Don't play. So I got off the elevator because I'm like, I'm not gonna get on this elevator with you because, mind you, I was so creeped out by a lot of his ways. And later on, I did find out that, you know, he didn't mean it that way, but that's just how it came off. But at that time, I didn't know that. And I was like, you was creeping me out and being a little stalkerish and creepy. So I got off. He got off. I'm like, oh gosh. He's so drunk out. He was like, you know, I just want to clear the air. I just want to make sure that we're okay. We're good. And I was like, I told him how I felt, how he made me feel, and how he creeped me out a bit, and how I wasn't cool with the situation, but we are good, you know? So he was just really genuine. I can say that. He was really putting in that effort and really being genuine. He really wanted to talk to me and he really wanted to clear the air. And he like really wanted to close, like have closure. So I listened to him so he could have that, you know. And the whole time I was like, okay, like I can see that soft side, you know. And yet me, I can only speak for myself, but I like a man that is like rough around the edges, that's strong, that can provide, but yet can show his emotional side. So I did like that. I did like that. You know, I was like, okay, I can appreciate that, you know. And he really cared, you know, and I was like, okay. So I told him, hey, it's all good, you know, it's all good. And I mean, the man looked good. I ain't gonna lie, he looked good. He was, if I had to rate them, okay, Sexy Chocolate is, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. Sexy Chocolate is an 8 out of 10. Okay. Ooh, he probably a 9 out of 10, because I don't think a person can really be a 10 out of 10. I think they can, but Sexy Chocolate is about a 8.5, 9. Every time I just say his name and I think about him, like, get a little tingly. So I'm gonna give him a 9 just for that reason. I'm gonna give him a 9, okay? Beardo. I'm gonna give him Beardo. Okay, no, let me complete it first. My thought. Beardo, I'm gonna give him a 8. I'm giving him an 8. Oh, I wish I could show y'all the pictures and videos so y'all can really see. Beardo, like I said, he was an attractive guy. He was more stocky, like he could be like a football player in the defense, you know. But he's good looking too. Like, he is definitely an 8. He is an 8, but my preference, I prefer a chocolate man, like chocolate swag. And Sexy Chocolate, he just had everything. He had it all. He had it all, okay? He has it all, okay? Beardo, like I said, he's like the butterscotch, you know. So, I'm not gonna lie, I was just feeding into how Beardo was just really, and the way that he talked was just sexy, and he just wanted me to he wanted me to forgive him in a way, just reassure him. And I'm like, we're good. But when I tell you, I was liking that, and that was like kind of turning me on too. So I was like enjoying it. Okay, I was enjoying it. And if it were up to him, he never would have left my side the entire cruise. He never would have left my side the entire cruise, okay? So after all that, I'm like, okay, well, I need to go to my room. Like, dude, I'm tired. I need to go to my room. Do you know he still like followed me? He still came into the elevator. Like, I got tired of the back and forth and the back and forth and the back and forth. And in the meantime, I'm not hearing anything from Sexy Chocolate. So, what the hell? So I go down to the 6th floor, and we're still talking. By this time, that ice cream or frozen yogurt, it is melted all over the place. It's melted on his hand. I'm just thinking about what I would have did with that ice cream melting down his hand. Anyway, let me sip. Because girls are players too. When you're single, you can do all of this when you're single. when you're in a relationship, if it's a monogamous relationship, be faithful. So anyway, we talked a little bit more. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to go to my room. You do not follow me. Don't follow me. That's how I had to talk to him. Like, don't follow me. Like, I had to tell him that. He even told me, like, he came walking down my hall before because he did not remember my room number. I was so thankful. I was so thankful he did not remember my room number. So he said. So anyways, we ended up parting ways. And I'm like, you know, this is the last night. Like, I'm not about to go to my room and KO because I can, but I'm not. I'm going up to the club. So I went up to the club and I thought that's where Sexy Chocolate would have been. I'm sitting by myself. I got me a drink. I'm sitting, excuse me. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for him, Sexy Chocolate, to come. I don't see him. I ain't heard from him. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? I'm just sitting here. Beardo, he's already in the club because he said that he was heading there anyway. He's sitting back, chilling, relaxing, just sitting there. Like, he didn't even want to go to his room. So maybe what he was saying was really true, you know. He went there because he was filling up the space. He was, you know, taking up that half of the bill. So I'm looking back at Beardo. Now, mind you, Sexy Chocolate Brother is in the club. But at the end of the day, I am grown. I am single. I can do what I want to do. Sexy Chocolate clearly ain't checking for me right now. Because he would be up in here and he would be texting me. He would be doing something and he's not. So I get up and I go sit down next to Beardo. Why not? I need some excitement. This is the last night. So I'm sitting next to Beardo. I'm on this side. He's on the left side of me. And when I tell you, he's like smelling me. I mean, I was smelling good, but he was like this. I'm like, see, how do y'all feel about that? Like, is that creepy to y'all, or do you guys mind? Like, you wouldn't mind that if a guy would like smell you because you just smell so good. So he's like, and the whole time he's looking at me, like, he was admiring me just so much. He was just so in awe of me. It was crazy. It was crazy. He was just looking at me the whole time. Like, every time, I am so feeling it. Like, every time he had the chance, he would just stare at me and just gaze. Just gaze. You know, you always want a man to like love you more, to show that he loves you more, because women, we love hard. I know I do. I love hard. When I'm in a relationship, I love hard. And it's just so easy for a man to just go and sleep with a person and not even have feelings, just do it just because, you know. And women, a lot of women, most women, we don't do that. If we are sleeping with you, it's because we have feelings for you. It's emotional. It's not just physical. But anyway, so I'm about to wrap this up. Sexy Chocolate never came to the club. I didn't see him. So we ended up leaving. Beardo, he like walked me halfway. He never came back to my cabin. It was just that one time. He never came back. Like, at that point, like I said, I had already chose my person for the time being, and he didn't even want to be with me on the last night. What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? I was not expecting that. Like, it kind of hurt me a little bit. Like, I was kind of hurt. Like, damn, really? So I just went on to sleep, you know. I was already packed and ready to go. So by that next morning, I was, you know, everyone was getting ready to go. And I ended up running into them. And, you know, I went straight for his mom first. I gave her a big hug. And then, you know, he gave me a hug. And Sexy Chocolate was like, oh, hit me when you get home. Let me know you made it. You know, I was like, okay. And by this time, Beardo and we were already Instagram friends at this time. Like, because on the first day, we had, you know, added each other. He added me first, but my page is private. So I always go through a person's page first before I actually accept their friend request and they have opportunity to go through mine. So I already got that, you know, one up on them. But so Beardo was like DMing me like the whole time, making sure I got home safely and stuff. And I didn't talk to Sexy Chocolate until the next day. I hit him up, you know, to let him know. And, you know, that's basically like the end of it. Like, out of all that, and I did leave a lot out, but out of all that, I can say that Beardo went about a lot of things the wrong way. I did appreciate him being honest with me, but he did go about a lot of things the wrong way, and it made him turn out to be creepy to me. And I don't think he's that type of person, because he really seemed like very genuine. And I later found out after the cruise, because we are still in communication, y'all. Yes, we are still in communication. I'm in communication with Sexy Chocolate, who is in Chicago, and I am also in communication with Beardo, who is in the LA area. Yes, I am. So I later found out that Beardo is a Cancer. So I was like, that explains it. That explains it. I've never been with a Cancer before. You know, I know people that are Cancers, you know, and I have different relationships with Cancers. My mom is a Cancer. I didn't even go there with that. So, yeah. But that is the end of my story time. I have to put a little twist in the story time. A little twist, okay? Because I don't want to put all my business out on all my story times. So you're not going to know if my story times are fiction or nonfiction. So I wanted to throw that little twist in there to keep it a little mysterious. You know, like the story can be all truth and nothing but the truth, you know. But I just want to throw that in there, have y'all thinking, is it really true or is it not really true? Just so I won't really just put all my business out there and be like, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? That is that. I hope you guys enjoy the story time. Like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope that you guys are surrounded by love. You love yourself. And just have a beautiful day, a beautiful night. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.
Something about the West Coast.